What's happening, guys? Zach here from UndergroundStrength.tv, coming to you from the Underground Strength office. Boom, it's literally underground. And this is where I hunker down and get shit done. And I promised some people that I would talk to them about how I got my book published. People had asked me, what inspired you to write that book? Why did you go and, keep creating all this stuff under the Underground Strength umbrella? And that's a whole nother story. But with regards to the book, the way this worked out, guys, was having conversations with Kelly Starrett and Brian McKenzie, and sometimes in person, sometimes text messages. Remember one time, Kelly Starrett says, "Just write the fucking book, you goddamn genius." And I was like, wow, if K-Star is saying I'm genius, I think I should go for it. And it's amazing that even... you're out there producing these results. Maybe you're not out there, but I was out there producing a lot of results, training, under my belt, had already trained hundreds and hundreds of athletes. Tens of thousands of people had picked up my online programs, and the feedback was always tremendous. And I got going with a book deal with a publisher, and we spent about 3 days filming and taking all the photos, and it was in the dead of summer. It was a brutally tough, very hot, very humid couple of days, and I had a good amount of my athletes with me. And basically I didn't want to be just the face behind all the photos. To me, what was most important were the athletes going through the training, and I wanted to showcase them versus have it all about me. That's just the way I am. I'm always, putting the athletes and the kids as number one. You hear me saying that a lot. Take a little sippy do of my Barbell Shrugged coffee here. And what happened over the course of those days were we spent hours on end from morning until 4, 5, 6 o'clock taking, literally, there was thousands and thousands of photos. Traveling to the different locations where some of the underground strength training began, the playgrounds, the backyards, in and out of the gym, the parking lots. It was awesome. And basically the way the writing was going to work was I would get interviewed, I would have a meeting with the co-author, and this brings me to the point of stand for something or fall for anything. And to make a long story short, meetings were getting missed by my co-author, wasn't getting on the phone to interview me and help basically write the book and map out each section. And one missed meeting became many, many missed meetings. And then finally that author said, "You know what, I can't do this. It's interfering with my personal life." And I said, "Good, fuck you, because you're a pussy anyway." You're a fucking quitter, and I don't want to work with quitters. I hate quitters. Anybody who knows me knows that. I fucking despise basically people who say they're going to do the shit and they fucking bail out because it got a little bit uncomfortable for them. And here I was with thousands and thousands of photos. I call the owner of the publishing company and say, "Hey, this is what happened. Can you pair me up with another co-author?" He said, "No, we really just can't do that." I said, "Cool, I'll buy back the photos." And I'm sitting on the photos and I'm like, fuck this. I don't feel like writing a huge book. It's fucking gonna take forever. I don't have the time to do this. I'm running my gym. I've got all the other aspects. How am I gonna have the time to do this? And that sat on my brain for, I don't know, a day, maybe 2 days. And then I remember I said to myself, well, fuck. If I quit, I'm just as big of a chicken shit as the motherfucker that just quit who was supposed to be helping me with this. And then I said, what am I going to say to my athletes? And a few of them, some of them you guys see on Instagram, like Ray Jazz, who's been there through thick and thin. He was with me for days. Mario Mason, wrestling coach, Wags, a badass Marine now. They spent those days with me, and I said, if I fucking bail out now, I'm a quitter to them, and I'm a quitter to myself. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make it happen. Connected with Timmy Ferris, had a quick conversation with Tim, and, basically it came down to, hey, fucking go for it and get it done. And that's when I reached out to John Duquesne, sent him an outline, sent him the photos, what I had bought back the thousands of photos. I mean, it was nuts. The photographer that I had was amazing. I would go back and use him again. And as soon as I signed my new publishing agreement, right now we're at the 3-year anniversary of Hurricane Sandy, which wiped out much of the town I live in, and the majority of the power was out in New Jersey, in some places for days, some places for a week, in a good amount of places, especially the beach areas, for 2 weeks. So it was pretty fucking devastating. It basically blasted more than half of my membership. And I remember I shut my gym down for 2 weeks, and I refunded everybody half of that month's membership. And then probably half of the members, it was a good amount, had to stop membership. Some people had to rebuild their vacation homes, boats. I mean, it just changed the economy. It changed everything. And I always tell John at Dragnor, I said, I must have set the record for going over the deadline for getting my book done. And that's when I changed my book from being just another how-to. I said, I'm not going to be another how-to and another book that sits on shelves. I'm going to do what my favorite books have done for me, and that is change lives and inspire people to go and change their lives. And I thought about the book that really changed my life in the beginning, Arnold's Education of a Bodybuilder, and then of course the Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. And it was all his stories of overcoming obstacles that inspired me. And that's why the book became part autobiography, part training. There's a couple of knuckleheads on Amazon who left reviews saying it's majority of story or it's majority showing exercises. Each chapter has beginner, intermediate, and advanced workouts. And I don't like handing everybody the workouts. Fucking read. Learn how to fucking do the stuff. Don't wait for everybody to to hold your hand and do the work for you. And to me, there's no strength behind that. Here's information. Now mold it and take it on your own. So I changed my attitude about how I'm going to write that book and make it into a life-changing book, whereas other people have instructional and how-to books. They're great. I certainly didn't want to be part of that kind of fitness industry BS where we get 10 experts together and we're just going to throw our blog posts up, and now we're going to be the fat loss experts, the muscle experts. That's a bunch of bullshit. Everybody writing that shit, I would fucking disappear to the mountains, to hotels that were in the fucking woods where literally it looked like Friday the 13th was being filmed, and I was finding places and ways to write, places and ways to make it happen. And it took a couple years to fucking hunker down and keep revamping and going back and editing and changing and making it better and stronger. And the bottom line is this. Somebody bailed out, and then I almost bailed out until I realized that in this life, if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Whether it's the career path you take, a job opportunity, an opportunity inside an entrepreneurial career path, the people you work with, the people you train with, your health, your fitness, your strength, your success, all of that stuff. If you don't fucking stand up for it, then it will fucking take its own ride. Stand for something or fall for anything. And I want you to think about that. What are you standing up for in your life? What are you not standing up for in your life? What bullshit are you accepting? And what are you going to finally stop making excuses about? Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go to undergroundstrength.tv, sign up for that newsletter, baby. And of course, follow me. You'll see the links there. Subscribe here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Drop me a comment, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.